Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to another sequel video. It wasn't really planned, but after Amityville 2, followed by Psycho 2, this one happened to come to mind, which is for Hellbound Hellraiser 2 from 1988. Now, this one came up because I needed something light to watch, as strange as that sounds. A fellow horror friend of mine had recommended the 2023 film Infested, so I watched a trailer for it and knew, nope, there's no way I'm going to do that this close to bedtime. I'm going to have bug-related dreams, and I won't want to deal with that. So instead, I decided on Hellbound Hellraiser 2 because it had been a while, and I kind of realized that I liked this one better than the original. So, first off, let's get into what this film is about, for which the synopsis is as follows. Kirsty is brought to an institution after the horrible events of Hellraiser in 1987, where the occult-obsessive head doctor resurrects Julia and unleashes the Cenobites and their demonic underworld. So, like Underworld Evolution, which I covered just recently, this one is a pretty direct follow-up in that it is immediately afterward, with the police investigating the house where everything from that first film had taken place, sorting through this really bloody aftermath of everything, finding corpses and so on, while another police officer is trying to kind of pry information out of Kirsty, though he's not really believing anything that she's saying because it's quite supernatural by nature. Not only does this entry take place in that aftermath, but it understandably adds not just new characters to the mix, but new settings, with much of it taking place at the facility Kirsty was taken to, or at the head doctor's residence. And through those locations and kind of tinkering with, the little box and everything, we also get a lot more about hell itself, a wide view of what's happening in hell and how expansive it is and how timeless it is in that, per our head Cenobite Pinhead, they have all of eternity to inflict suffering, so for a while Kirsty's just left to kind of roam around for a bit. But I think what really makes this film work for me, as strange as it sounds, is the pretty heavy, almost play-by-play recap of the first film that we get. We get this quick retelling from Kirsty's point of view, and all these different flashbacks to go with it. So much so that even if you've never seen part one, I feel like you could just hop right into this film, and with those flashbacks and everything that she brings up, be right up to speed with the story and really enjoy it quite a bit. While we have, we still have that little slow creeping aspects from the first one thrown in here and there. We also get what's definitely a much bigger film in general, with a lot more going on than the first one. Most interesting to me is learning a bit more about the Cenobites, such as a flashback to see how and when Pinhead was created, or seeing some of them turned back into their human selves, with one of them being just a little kid when they were turned, kind of wondering how they kind of got there in the first place, knowing that they were once human at some point. It still has this underlying theme of curiosity unchecked and craving for more and more and more, leading someone to these dark forces and needing to deal with this situation. Such as our doctor obsessing over the boxes, where he has several of them. And I remember when I was a kid and I first saw that, freaking out, seeing that he had 3 of these boxes already in his possession. I believe it was 3. Or getting his hands on the mattress where Julia was killed, and finding a way to bring her back, and so on, of this obscene curiosity that he has. And while the Cenobites also show us that they're able to understand in this one a bit more about humans as far as who opened the box and why, such as not punishing one who was simply mentally ill but obsessed with puzzles, rather understanding that it was a doctor behind that curiosity who they're going to pursue. And in this mix, we also get a new Cenobite of sort created, and the reveal of the Lord of the Labyrinth, Leviathan, and a very open ending which, while not really a cliffhanger, definitely leaves it open to another sequel or spin-off, showing that these demons aren't easily defeated or easy to truly escape from, that they're always going to find a way to kind of come back. But again, this one works really well for me, and I kind of like it better than the original because it's not only opened up more, but it touches on the main points from the original so well. I've often skipped that original in favor of just queuing this one up. And, if you never got around to any of the other films in the franchise, well, there are others outside of, these two, which I remember liking parts 3 and 4, though it has been years since I've seen them, so I may need to revisit them. And the most recent one I enjoyed as well. But this one, the second one, is definitely worth checking out. And speaking of checking out, thanks for checking out this latest little entry here for Hellbound Hellraiser 2, which I enjoy quite a bit more than the first one, and for several reasons. But it's available on Shudder, Amazon Prime, Arrow, Pluto, Tubi, AMC Plus paid rental, plus disc, of course. So head on over to check it out if interested. Anyways, that's all I have for this little quick entry here. So sound off in the comments. How do you view this one compared to the first? What do you think about kind of like the whole franchise in general, as I believe there's 9 or 10 of these entries, maybe 11 actually at this point. But I know for sure that I like part 1 and 2, as well as the most recent one with Jamie Clayton taking on the role of Pinhead. I remember liking 3 and 4, but it's been a long time since I've seen them, and most of the other ones I didn't really care for. But what's your take? Sound off in those comments. That's all I got for this one here. Thanks for coming by and for sticking around to the end, and I will see you in the next one.